Apocalypse Now by Desutoria. Chapter 14. After a liberal dousing of hydrogen peroxide and a fresh set of wrappings, Hideki and Xerxes finally managed to get Harmony's leg under control. She now rode on the back of Xerxes' Dragonite, Flandre, despite her insistence that she could walk on her own. "No, Harmony," Hideki said. "You need to stay off of that leg." "What she needs is stitches," Xerxes added, "although it'd be a miracle if we found a doctor still alive." "Is it really that bad?" Vi asked. "Guys, please, I'm okay. Really." "She's going to be fine," Hideki said firmly, almost angrily even. "I won't let her be anything else." After just a few minutes of walking, the group finally reached the end of the trees. The landscape changed to a field featuring a well-worn path. "This has got to be Route 16, said Xerxes. "Cycling road. We're going the right way." "There shouldn't be too many wild Pokemon here," Hideki noted, "and the road is elevated enough that we should be safe from the water, too. Just watch out for flyers and we should be good until Fuchsia." They proceeded down the relatively smooth path that was Routes 16 and 17, nicknamed Cycling Road by local Kanto trainers, due to the fact that it effectively had become the region's premier bike trail. Trainers would gather here to battle Pokemon, though in recent years it was mostly overrun by motorbike gangs with poison types. In preparation for any potential aerial attackers, Hideki kept J-Dog by his side. Harmony was of course guarded by Flandre, but Xerxes had pointed out earlier that his Dragonite's attacks were purely physical, so she released one of her strongest Pokemon, Zaprong the Electabuzz, for protection. Xerxes again went with Maion, as it was his only remaining Pokemon that fought from the non-physical side of the attacking spectrum. Meanwhile, Vi was at a total loss. Hideki said, examining her team. "None of these guys are really fit to go against flyers." "Oh." "Just stay close to me. J-Dog will protect you." "Okay. Can I ask you something?" "Yeah, sure." "How do you like raising a Jolteon?" "Well, he's super fast, of course, and he uses special attacks really well. That's about it, though. Can't do much physically, and he's a little frail, so as a trainer you have to be careful not to let him take too many hits." "Oh, okay." "Why, you thinking of what to evolve your Eevee into?" "Mm-hmm." "Well, you can't go wrong with Jolteon, I can tell you that much. Ultimately, though, you need to get what fits the rest of the team. It's also important to know your style. So if you're the type of trainer who likes to use lots of bulky Pokemon and stall things with, like poison, Jolteon's probably not the way to go. You'd want to go with the Vaporeon or an Umbreon, I'd say." "You sure know a lot about Pokemon, Hideki. No wonder Miss Harmony looks up to you the way she does." Hideki let out a small laugh. "I see you two have been talking about me."
"No, I can just tell."
Hideki looked back at Harmony. She was gazing out at the sea to their right, lost in thoughts again. He always wondered what she thought about during moments like these. The path through Cycling Road was totally clear. The party didn't encounter a single wild Pokemon the whole way. "Well, that was pleasant," Hideki noted. "About as pleasant as things get these days, I'm afraid," added Xerxes. "And look, there's the Fuchsia City gate right there, and, They all froze as a large blob entered their line of vision. A Snorlax lay sleeping directly in front of the building that served as the gate to Fuchsia City. "I guess they sleep even zombified," said Xerxes. The Snorlax was resting, but it wasn't asleep. It let out a mighty roar upon hearing and smelling the fresh reek that had come before him. As the beast rose, a large hole ripped open in its abdomen, causing a large portion of its innards to slide out. Vi instantly vomited upon seeing this grotesque sight. "What, we've got to take on a Snorlax?" Xerxes asked, the tone of concern obvious in his voice. "We'll just pound him with special attacks," Harmony suggested. "It's all we can—" Hideki took one step forward and held out his arm, signifying to the rest of the group that they shouldn't follow him. "Look," he said calmly as he pulled a ball from his belt. "The past 24 hours, I've seen the man who gave me my very first Pokemon, 2 members of my championship team, and pretty much every other man, woman, and child in my goddamn home region torn apart by these creatures." Hideki drew the ball to his lips. "I ain't playing no more." At first glance, the Pokeball was solid gold, but on closer inspection, it looked like nothing more than a cheap paint job, one that was now several years old. That's exactly what it was. The old fisherman had painted her gold ball to make her seem more worthy of the 500 Pokedollar price tag. 500 Pokedollars. That's what the desperate young trainer paid for the greatest murder machine of his generation. Hideki threw the ball off the bridge a good ways and into the sea below him. He wanted to be sure that the Snorlax was closer to his Gyarados than it was to he and his friends. "Stay close to the shore, Helena." She did just that, swimming closer to the bridge and the Snorlax, who turned its attention to the now closer target. "Helena, you substitute, and then back away a few feet." The Gyarados glowed with a red aura, which converged into one spot on the edge of the bridge, forming what appeared to be a cheap ride-on Pokédoll. The Snorlax charged after the decoy and began attempting to consume it. "Nice to know that substitute works on these guys. You know what to do, girl. Dance up until the sub breaks." Helena began gyrating her body into a strange rhythm, an ancient dance dragon Pokemon had used for centuries to boost their own power. After a few seconds, the Snorlax had torn its way completely through Helena's substitute. "Helena, aim for its head. Hyper Beam!" A ball of brilliant, pure white light began forming in Helena's mouth. The ball grew quickly until it filled the entire cavity. Then, with a roar, it shot out a beam right out at the charging Snorlax. She hit its head directly. However, this proved to be not much of a feat, as the beam's diameter had spread so wide, when all was said and done, the entire upper half of the Snorlax's body had disintegrated into nothingness. "Helena, stop breathing! Back away from the remains!" The Gyarados again followed the commands to a T, holding her breath and swimming further away from the Snorlax's corpse. "That's good. Return," Hideki said as he withdrew his prize fighter back into her ball. She hadn't made contact with the beast, nor had she had an opportunity to breathe in any of its air. Hideki decided that if he wasn't able to save her from contracting the virus, he might as well stop trying to save anyone at all.